this video, you will learn the 10 best optimization methods for Valorant to make the game faster, get more FPS and performance, and fix FPS drops and stuttering issues. In the first method, you will disable full screen optimizations in Valorant because this feature can cause performance drops, affect stability, and cause stuttering on some computers. First, you need to find the installation path of Valorant. To do this, open the Riot client, click on the profile icon in the upper right corner, then click on Settings. Now select Valorant. Under Installation Path, you will find the address of your Valorant installation folder. Then you should navigate to that folder using File Explorer. After that, open the following folders: Shooter Game, then Binaries, and Win64. Now scroll down until you find the Valorant-Win64-shipping file, then right click on it. Now click on Properties. After that, select the Compatibility tab. Now check the box under Disable Full Screen Optimization, and lastly, you can save the change by clicking Apply and OK. In the second method, you will enable optimized graphics settings and set the high performance GPU preference for Valorant to make your graphics card dedicate maximum power and performance for the game. First, click on the Windows icon in the lower left corner of the taskbar to open the Start menu. Now, in the search bar, type Graphics Settings. After that, click on the corresponding option. Now make sure that optimizations for windowed games is enabled, then click on Advanced Graphics Settings to expand it. Now make sure that Hardware Accelerated GPU Scheduling is enabled, and then disable the Variable Refresh Rate option. Now under Search this list, type Valorant. Once you find Valorant, click on it to expand the other options, then under GPU Preference, select High Performance, and lastly, make sure that optimizations for windowed games is enabled. In the third method, you will set the high performance power plan for Valorant because by default, Windows comes with the balanced power plan enabled, and this power plan will make your PC use less power for energy efficiency, but to make your PC use its maximum power, you need to set the high performance power plan. First, click on the Windows icon to open the Start menu. Now in the search bar, type powercft.cpl. After that, click on the corresponding option. Now, if you have your processor's chipset driver installed, you will notice its power plans. If you don't have the chipset driver for your processor installed, I will leave a link in the description below to the Intel and AMD website where you can download and install the chipset driver. After that, you will need to select the high performance power plan from your processor. In my case, I have an AMD processor, so I will select AMD Ryzen High Performance. And lastly, if after installing the chipset driver your processor's power plan doesn't appear, you can select the Windows default high performance power plan. In the fourth method, you will create a dword value in regedit to make the Valorant process run at high priority permanently. This will cause Windows to dedicate more hardware power to Valorant and can increase FPS and fix FPS drops and stutters. First, click on the Windows icon to open the Start menu. Now in the search bar, type regedit. After that, click on the corresponding option. Under this field, you will need to paste the address that I will leave in the description below. Now press enter on the keyboard to access it. After that, you should right click on the Image File Execution Options key, then click on New and Key. Now you will name this key the same as the Valorant process, which is uppercase Valorant-Win64-shipping.exe, and then press enter on the keyboard to save it. Now right click on the key that you've created, then then click on New and Key. After that, name this key as Perf Options and then press Enter on the keyboard to save it. Now you must right click on the Perf Options key and then click on New and dword 32-bit value. After that, you will see a new dword value in the upper corner, then name it as CPU Priority Class and then press Enter on the keyboard to save it. Now right click on the CPU Priority Class dword value and then click on Modify, and lastly inside of its data you will type 3 to declare high priority and then click on OK to save it. In the fifth method, you will reduce the scalability quality of Valorant within the graphics settings file. This will decrease the visual quality of the game, but may increase FPS on low-end PCs with low-end graphics cards. First, you must open the Run tool by pressing the Windows and R keys on the keyboard. Now, under Open, type the following address: %localupdata%/Valorant/saved/config, and then click on OK to open it. Now you will notice a folder with a hexadecimal name. You may have more than one folder of this, then you will open the latest modified one. Now open the Windows folder. After that, you must right click on the game user settings file, then click on Open with and Notepad. After opening the file on Notepad, you must scroll down until you find the Scalability Groups section. Now you need to change the value of the following options to 1. This will set the quality of each to the lowest. And lastly, click on File and Save to save the changes. In the sixth method, you will enable the Windows Game Mode for Valorant. This will make Windows focus on gaming performance while you are playing. To enable it, click on the Windows icon to open the Start menu. Now in the search bar, type Game Mode. After that, click on the corresponding option, and lastly, make sure that Game Mode is enabled. In the seventh method, you will optimize the drive where Valorant is installed to avoid corrupted files and make loading game assets faster. To do this, click on the Windows icon to open the Start menu. Now in the search bar, type DFR GUI. After that, click on the corresponding option. Now you must select the drive where Valorant is installed. You can find out the installation path of Valorant by following the steps in the first method. And lastly, after selecting the drive, click on Optimize to optimize it. In the eighth method, you will optimize the NVIDIA graphics settings for Valorant to make your graphics card run Valorant with maximum FPS and performance. First, right-click on the desktop, then click on Show More Options, and then NVIDIA Control Panel. After that, select the Manage 3D Settings section. Now, look for Latency Mode, and then set it to Ultra to decrease the input latency in Valorant, which is the time required for the computer to read a key or button pressed on the keyboard and mouse. Then look for Power Management Mode and then set it to Prefer Maximum Performance. If you want to learn more about each of these NVIDIA options, I will leave a link to a video in the cards and in the description below. And lastly, you must save the changes by clicking on Apply in the lower right corner. In the ninth method, you will check the integrity of Windows system files and fix them if there are any issues, because corrupted system files can affect Valorant's performance and make you lose FPS. To do this, first you right click on the Windows icon in the lower left corner of the taskbar, then you should click on Terminal Admin. After opening the terminal, before checking the integrity of the system files, you must run a command to provide the replacement files that Windows will use to fix the corrupted system files. Then type the following command inside the terminal: dism/online/cleanup-image/restore health. and then press enter to run it. Now you must wait for this process to finish. After the last command finishes, you will run a command that will check the integrity of system files and fix them with the files provided by the last command if there are any corrupted system files. Then type the following command inside the terminal: sfc/scan now, and then press enter to run it. And lastly, you just need to wait for the command to finish, and it will tell you if there were any corrupt system files and if they have been fixed. In the 10th method, you will change the Valorant graphics settings to set the most optimized graphics settings for your computer to make the game run smoother. First, open Valorant. Now click on this gear in the upper right corner and then click on Settings. After that, select the Video tab. Under Display Mode, select Full Screen, because running the game in full screen mode will make your PC focus its performance on the game. Then click on Apply to save it. After that, select the Graphics Quality tab. Under Multi-threaded Rendering, select On, because running the game in multi-threading will cause your GPU to split the game's rendering process into multiple parts and can improve performance. Now we'll explore the remaining options one by one and check the performance effect caused by each option. And these are the best graphics settings for performance based on testing. Material quality set to low, texture quality set to medium, detail quality set to high, UI quality set to medium, VNet set to on, VSync set to off, anti-aliasing set to FXAA, anisotropic filtering set to 8x, improved clarity set to off, experimental sharpening set to on, bloom set to off, distortion set to off, and lastly cast shadow set to on. And that was the video. If you want to boost and optimize performance in your games, you can subscribe to this channel and then always learn new methods when I upload new videos. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.